This is that moment where everything is going wrong. What we're going to do today is walk you through how my mate saved his own life. Before we do that, let's get back to the start of the day and see how it all unfolded.
Good morning, everybody. Well, it's not good, it's morning, it's early. Welcome to Spearfishing Down Under. Just about to load up that boat. I should have done it last night, but I was out. A meeting till really late, so loading the boat up right now and then going to pick up Jones today, heading out, dive in a local. Got a meeting tonight as well, so it's a bit of a rush job, but it's going to be a good day. A little bit windy maybe, but hopefully the water's come good, and from reports it looks like it has, so we're on our way out and got to load up this boat real quick and get on the move. Put the maggots in for a quick dive, see if we can not find a fish. That's actually really clean. Beautiful.
Jonesy had to dive in close and the water was incredibly clean. Not a lot of fish though, come down on just a small patch of rocks on the edge of the sand. A couple of big Queensland groper off in the distance, really nothing else about. No mulloway, nothing like that, so we decided to move on.
Always having a dive, haven't really seen much yet. I think it's time for a move. Seen nothing for a long time. Jones over there, we'll see how we go.
Alright, Jones and I about to hop in. Lorraine, boat dog in it. Look for the ball, a bit closer, Looking for a snapper. Is what we're looking for. My first dive, I had it down and only saw just a small school of surgeonfish. There was the usual sweeps, some blue gropers which are protected down in New South Wales, also some small parrotfish. No snapper and not a lot of other fish. Scanned for a while on the bottom before heading back to the surface. Jonesy's first dive at the new spot, he came down and landed on a really cool patch of boulders. Strangely, there was no bait. As you can see to his left, there's red mowie, really common fish in New South Wales. Blue gropers again, but he was looking for possibly a parrotfish after I'd seen some that died before. Scanning around on the bottom, finally sees a really nice parrotfish come in. Gave him a wide berth, took a shot, just took off a couple of scales and spooked it off, made sure it keeps away from other divers. As he's heading back to the surface, it was incredible. He ran into some bait, and in amongst the bait was just an awesome school of eagle rays. Such a cool thing to see these eagle rays. The next dive I came down on a small patch of boulders, not big like Jonesy's, but small ones which often hold fish this type of area. So surprised to see just a small little red emperor. These things are cool to see even when they're tiny. Down south here it's not often you see red emperor, and it was just great to see this one. Wasn't obviously keen on shooting that sort of fish that size, but off in the distance I saw a nice parrot come in. Had to take my first fish for the day, stoked with a nice little parrot. As I was sorting out my little parrotfish, Jonesy decided to do one dive. Come down to the bottom, it's quite dead. Little Moses perch, just the usual blue gropers around everywhere. Off in the distance you could see a small parrot, really nothing good to shoot. Scanned around. As he turned back in front of him, obviously me shooting a parrotfish had raised the attention of a couple of big bull sharks. Of course, this is what we have to deal with all the time here. Those bulls come in, gave them a look, and one of them was a bit funny, flicking its shoulder and headed off into the distance. Jones told me that he'd seen those two bull sharks on the bottom, and I headed back to the boat, pretty keen to move on to another spot, not real fishy. But Jones did one more dive. To his credit, he actually landed on another school of parrotfish. got lucky. One of those parrots just waited around long enough and he took a long shot and shot it. But of course, bull sharks come straight in. He was lucky to land that fish. At that, I said, hey, let's go, let's move on, go a bit wider and find another spot.
Nice glass out again. What is it with you coming diving with us, Laurent? Last time you dived with us, it was like 50 knots. You're the wind attracting device. Wind and rain like this.
There's been a huge amount of these small leather jackets around the last couple of months. Not sure if the rain's got anything to do with it, but often we're seeing them when we're diving. Jonesy dove first on the new spot. As he headed down to the bottom, landed on a really nice ledge, spot that we've dove a couple times. Absolutely, to our surprise, he landed right on a really nice tusk fish. Down south like this, really surprising to see big tusk fish like this. Jonesy never wasted any time, aimed up, shot himself a really nice tusky.
Nice! Jeez, give me film.
As you can see, I was absolutely stoked. Absolutely cool fish for down here. And Jones said he thought he'd seen another.
Nice, Jones.
I headed down the bottom myself. As I looked up to see where I was landing, I couldn't believe my eyes. Here is another nice tusky, even bigger than Jones's. My focus was set from that point, making sure I just gently came down, drifted on that fish, make sure I didn't spook it. And got myself as well a really nice tusk fish. So stoked.
How's his stomach out his mouth?
We chucked those tuskies in the boat and I headed down to do another dive. Looked up again to see a small tusky, but again another one. So surprised to see that tusky and a parrot behind it. I just scanned to see if there was anything else, and as I looked up, Queensland groper spooked, and behind that Queensland groper was a big school of mulloway. Now, I just made sure I backed off, they didn't seem spooked, and headed up to see if I could get Jones and I onto a mulloway each.
Jonesy. Woo! Massive school of Jew, come here.
Jones and I got ready, and we dove together. I was pretty focused to make sure that Jones shot first. He hadn't been diving a lot, so it was pretty cool for him to shoot a fish. I looked up as I got to the bottom and I could see the mulloway off on the edge of that ledge. I pointed them out to Jones and we headed over there together. Jonesy lined up and I made sure I just waited behind him, let him shoot first. As soon as he shot, those fish went nuts. And I had to get a bit lower and make sure I could get myself one. Fortunately, they came back and gave me a good look and I shot a nice one in the head. Started to head up and I saw Jones's fish off in the distance. But above me, everything was going horribly wrong for Jones. First, his gun reel jammed. As soon as he clipped on his belt reel, it totally jammed and he was stuck 10 metres from the surface, using arms and legs and not going anywhere. To add to this, he had a cramp in both legs, was really struggling, and he did the right thing. The only thing you should do in this situation, clipped off his weight belt, let go of his gun, let go of his weight belt, let it all go to the bottom. Right about here, I saw Jones, and first thing I thought, no gun, no weight belt, he must have dropped his stuff. And you can see my head go up and down, and knowing exactly what had happened.
Alright? My leg cramped up, starting to get faked.
Jones spoke to me, told me what was going on, and I pulled up my fish, just keeping an eye on him, making sure that he was all okay.
Right, you dropped your weight belt off? Right, your weight belt will be on the bottom there. Your weight belt's attached to your gun.
I quickly chucked my fish in the boat, grabbed a second gun, and dove down as quick as I could just to make sure I could retrieve all of his gear. Hear that noise right there that's really, really loud? That's not a boat driving by. That's actually that school of mulloway spooking and making loud croaking noises. I headed to the bottom, and in fact I couldn't see Jones's gear at all. I was a bit worried, but I noticed a Queensland groper and a shark swimming away. I just followed that shark and saw Jones's rubbers of his gun. I knew the fish wouldn't be far away, and there it was laying underneath some of that weed. I thought I need to make sure I get a really good stone shot, untangle it, and I thought I'd leave the fish on the bottom and pull it up as fast as I could to make sure we got it away from those sharks.
That Jew school was like still there. I shot him in the head. Right, ready to start trying to pull him up. We're going to pull it fast because there's sharks all over it too.
We started scull dragging that fish up as fast as we could. Jones and I were working together. But halfway through pulling it up, as soon as I got the weight belt off the bottom, I could feel it was really heavy. Jones just decided to stop helping. Yeah, he got a good mouthful as always, and I yelled at him to help me pull it up. He was having an absolute, I don't know what moment where he just wasn't helping.
Get your stuff. Lorette, can you help him pull that up because he's got his 2 weight belts?
Bit of a mission here trying to sort everything out. Obviously having 2 spears in the fish and extra weight belt hanging off the back of it. The boys got together and Laurent helped just holding up that weight belt, taking some weight off just so Jones wasn't sinking. We got it all sorted out.
Right, back to the boat. Get a boat.
Of course, those ever-present bull sharks made their presence felt as we're trying to head back to the boat, and they just followed us the whole way. Got fish, rope, line, tangled everywhere, so painful. Just wanted to get that fish back in the boat and get out of the water.
How do you freaking shoot like that? Oh, wow. Well, we're going to store it in a towel.
It's not that good a story.
You've got to take it
bit of conversation with it, Jones. Landed. Let's get to the boat. Let's have a chat. Like fucking stone him and then bring him up. That was my thinking. Stone him, leave him down there in the kelp so that the sharks haven't eat him, and then do the double drag fast and bring out all your gear. Hope the shark doesn't eat him while we're bringing all your gear up. That was my plan. Well done, Jones. On a serious note, on a serious note, the fact that you were aware enough to drop your weight, drop your gun, drop everything is like a credit to why you haven't never blacked out. Awesome. We just on our way home from a dive, and we headed out this morning. We're obviously talking all the way through it. It was a terrible morning, Jones, right? Started off crystal clear water, and then we found cyclone water, and we just looking from spot to spot, jumping, couldn't find any good water, and we finally found something diveable, and we scratched a couple of fish up, but then we found a really cool bunch of fish. I'd actually spotted the jewfish, the mulloway diver before, and we decided we're going to dive together, you and I. Now, talk us through what happened from that point on.
Yeah, so I was I got down there pretty much first and was lining up a fish. Tim was letting me have the first shot.
Hasn't been diving for a while, deserved to shoot something.
Been a long time since been in the water, and I've shot my mulloway, not the biggest one. I thought they all look pretty similar to me, but it was a bad choice, but we got one anyway. But getting it up, my reel started to get jammed.
So your gun reel?
My gun reel first.
Yep.
So I thought I'll use this as a backup, put this on my belt reel, and that immediately got locked up. Because I was probably 5 meters from the surface, I haven't dove for so long, my legs started to feel really bad. So I just unclipped my belt.
Bit of cramping?
Yeah, it was all
cramping, tired.
Yep.
Now, what was your response?
Yeah, I just thought I'll be safe here. I couldn't see anyone near me, so I just unclipped my belt, just dropped it, because it's not really worth. It is. Gun's worth a lot of money, so is everything. But
your life's worth more.
Yeah, I've got a wife and kids at home, so.
Yeah. Now you hit the surface. You're totally fine. You're conscious. No sambar, blackout, anything like that. But you dropped your gear to the bottom, and from that point, obviously, you let me know what's happened. I was come up underneath here because I was pulling my fish up. I kept on going and shot one out of the school as well. I pulled my fish up, and straight away I realised, A, you don't have your gun, B, you don't have your weight belt on, and C, I could see you don't have the fish. So obviously for me, as a dive partner, I think the wisest thing you could have done is just drop that off. You're not going to sink if you have a blackout wearing just your wetsuit and no weight belt. That's the safest way. It enables me to actually meet you on the surface. Because we dove together, I wasn't necessarily spotting you, but we're just close side by side. All right, Jones, show us how simple and easy it is to drop this weight belt off, because this has obviously got the safety latch on it.
Yep, Rife weight belt, so as soon as you go like that,
boom, it's done and it's off.
Drop, it's away from you.
Yeah. Now, you do that obviously just straight away to let it be gone. You're off to the surface, you're breathing, I hit the surface, we're there. Now, we had the try and find the gun thing, so I went and took my fish back to the boat. So this was my mulloway. I landed mine straight away back to the boat. Nice fish, really lovely fish. And then it was go look for yours.
Yep.
And first dive I actually came down and I couldn't see your gun, I couldn't see fish, I couldn't see anything. I could just see sharks on the bottom. So I actually followed a shark and it swam straight to where your gun was. And I couldn't see the fish. The fish was disappeared underneath some of the weed there on the bottom, and I swam over. Oh, you wouldn't believe it, Jones. That whole school of mulloway swam past me again. I was very tempted to take another one, but in my head I'm saying don't shoot, and made sure I was going to get a stone shot on yours. This is yours. We got it back, fortunately.
Yep.
It was under the weed. Now I just stone shot it and left it on the bottom. And we did a skull drag together to pull the fish up. Now, the reason we did that, obviously sharks. My biggest hesitation was when we're pulling it up, if shark bites it off, then everything goes back to the bottom again, or the shark swims off with your gun and weight belt in tow. Yep. But we got mulloway each, pretty stoked. Jones finally got his, and ended up being a absolutely epic just little afternoon.
well, morning, it's afternoon now, a little epic morning. Nice tusky. These are some of the best eating fish in the ocean. Mulloway as well, one of our favourites. We always love shooting a mulloway. And Laurent got himself a jack in the morning, which was really cool, and it was great to see him shoot his first jack. Now, Jones, you've been out of the water for a while. Great to have you back in the water with us.
It was good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to be back, but then you're going back to work and doing lots of work, busy and doing that. That's really cool.
Yep.
Hey, I hope you learn a little bit from this, and no doubt, I think the biggest take-home is your life is worth more than any fish. It's worth more than any gun. It's worth more than any weight belt, and those weight belts are there just to drop off, and hopefully you learned something from that. No sambar, no blackout. It wasn't that sort of thing. It was just, hey, I'm going to be safe. I'm not feeling it. My legs are cramping. I can't get to the surface. Pop it off. Let's go. And great lessons we learned. Hope you learned something from that. And as always, I hope you learned stuff from our videos. I trust you enjoy this one. And don't forget, we're both wearing Rife wetsuits. If you want some Rife gear, head into Adreno or jump online. Tim Spear, get your 10% discount. That will be cool. Also now, Adreno is offering any of their Adreno gear. With Tim Spear, you can get 10% discount on that as well, which is cool. Hey, thanks for watching. Trust you've learned something. Hope to see you on the next one.